It's your boy Monty G from the Fammission Podcast. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get all access to motivated and inspiring videos on this Fammission Friday. Every Friday. Let's get to the podcast. Yo, what's up? This your boy Monty G from the Fammission Podcast. And today we got a special guest. And I'm going to go ahead and bring him into the party. And he going to introduce himself.
What's up, y'all? My name is Brian Fay. I live in Owatonna, Minnesota. And I just banged out this 12-hour shift. And we're driving home. And we'll be home in about 6 minutes.
All right. You said did a 12-hour shift, huh?
Yeah, 12-hour shift, man. It was hot today, brother.
Oh, man. So how your day been doing besides that?
I'm blessed, man. It was a good day today. Got my work done. About to go on vacation here to Wisconsin for a 4-day getaway. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm just blessed, man.
Okay. That's good to hear. All right, let's get straight to it, man. This is a Fammission Podcast, man, and we like to share testimonies that can help people. You know, hopefully it can help people and reach out to people. But I know you got a testimony. But before that, tell me about the time you did. You did what, 10 years or something?
I did 20 years in Wisconsin Department of Corrections.
20 years.
Straight time.
Dang.
Went in at the age of 20 years old and walked out at the age of 40.
Dang. 20 years old, you know, and that's the kids that I'm trying to reach around in that area, 17, 18, 19, 20. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can say anything to the young 20-year-olds right now. What kind of advice would you give them?
The advice I would give them is learn who you are, learn to love and respect yourself, and find what your dreams are and chase after them, you know, like real dreams, you know, accomplishments in life.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if they don't know where they're going, they just, you know, anybody can steer them wrong. Anybody can. You see how you steering that wheel right there? Anybody can steer wheels and they back and just, you know what I'm saying? So what got you on the right path?
Well, brother, man, it's kind of sad when you go into the Green Bay Correctional Institution. They call that gladiator school, man, and you're up in there, you got 30-year sentence, you're in a cell where I can touch that wall with my hand and the other wall with the other hand, that amount of space, and like you in a cage, and you realize, man, that your life is over with at that point, man, and the only thing you can do is, you know, the way I looked at it is the only thing I could do is go up. Like, you know, I went as far down in life, you know, because when they took me off the street, that was basically saying that I'm a danger and a threat to society, and they had to take me off the street. You know, that's the whole purpose of the Department of Corrections, is to protect the public. Number one mission. And so, like, when I was looking at my face in that mirror, man, like, I hated me, man. I hated, I regret it. I regretted my bad decisions. I regretted that I put myself in this situation where you're going to be down a long time, you know. But I did know that I will get out someday. Like, I knew that. And I knew that I didn't want to go back to the life that I lived, because it was nothing but destruction, pain, and misery.
So if you don't mind me asking, man, how did you end up with 20 years, bro? How did you end up with 20 years?
Well, I was in a bad situation where I was living on the streets of Minneapolis, St. Paul. I had a pregnant girlfriend at the time, and I couldn't work a job. I didn't have no ID, no identification, and that's a pickle to be in. And got mixed up with some older brothers, and they wanted to commit a bank robbery in downtown St. Paul. And they basically said, "Look, man, if you can get us a car and some guns, we can rob this bank, man, and help you out with some money." And so I brought them to Wisconsin. Did two burglaries with them. We got the guns. I got dropped off at my mom's, and they were supposed to go back to St. Paul, and they ended up wanting, they got greedy and wanted to do another lick. And
wait a minute, hold on. So hold on, rewind it back. Did they rob the bank the first time?
no, we haven't robbed the bank yet. We went to Wisconsin to get the guns to bring back to St. Paul, so they got firepower now to rob a bank.
Right. Okay. So you said they got greedy, so they robbed something at first, right?
They robbed two homes, dropped me off, and then they decided to rob a third home.
Oh, that's what they was.
It's like this is this is a place where it's a very very rural community. The county, the biggest town is like 3,000 people. People go on vacation and then just leave their back door unlocked. So like when we would do these burglaries, you just gotta just go in the backyard, go in the back door, and walk in and do your business.
Okay. And then on top of that, you're only 20 years old. So yeah, carry on with the story. I'm just trying to picture it in my head.
So basically, they robbed this third home, and the neighbor was going over there because some people were on vacation, and this neighbor was going over there to pick up the trash, and he seen that stolen car, and then he seen them, and so he confronted them, and they put a 357 Ruger revolver to his head. They marched him into the woods. They duct taped him to a tree, and then they shot him twice in the forehead and executed him. Killed him.
But you wasn't there.
Wasn't there, no. And these are facts in my case. Anybody can look. These are facts. I was not there.
So how do you end up getting 20 years?
Well, long story short, when we all were arrested in Minnesota and extradited back to Wisconsin, they got a statue in Wisconsin called "Party to a Crime." So you don't have to be there. Anytime you're in a conspiracy to commit crimes, and being that I'm still part of the conspiracy because I wanted my money from that bank robbery, I'm still tied into them. And being that I once found out about the murder that I didn't report them, you're party to that crime. Anytime you commit a crime and it results in someone dying, you're a party to that.
See, and that's the part that they don't tell kids. So even though you're not with the crime that really happened, but you was with the ones prior to that, and if you knew about it, you still tied to it.
Yeah, I was tied to it. And they basically held me accountable because the way the court put it is, look, man, you grew up here, you grew up in this community, you brought some thugs in our community, you let them run loose, and they killed one of us, and you're responsible for that, Mr. Fay. If you wouldn't have brought him to our community, he wouldn't have died.
Damn. So, on the flip side, you did 20 years. Would you say being locked up for 20 years, did it help you or did it harm you? Did it make you worse?
It transformed my life. It changed me, being that the choices that I made in them 20 years, the path that I took in doing my time.
So it was really a blessing. It was really a blessing in disguise, huh?
It was such a blessing that I'll say it this way, Monty. I regret my crime, man. I have nothing but remorse. You know what I mean? I do.
Yeah.
But if I could go back in time, I wouldn't have committed any crimes. And if there was some way I could just voluntarily say, look, man, I got to check in here, I got to get my life right, I would have voluntarily went to prison.
Mm.
Does that make sense? You know, being what I have in life today, and I'm so blessed in this amazing life, I wish that you could just voluntarily just go there.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like, the Bible, like Jesus was gone for 40 years or whatever, man, to get his training and everything. Like, I needed a break from society so I could get proper training, man, so that I can be part of society,
And you know what? Yeah, and I believe that, but my wife say, not for 20 years, but if you think about it, right? If you want to be a brain surgeon, how long you got to go to school for that?
A long time.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anything you want to do, be good at, you have to be trained at it for a very long time. So even though it's like it's prison, but it's still training.
Yeah.
It's still like the Bible. It's still basic instruction.
Basic, yep. It's kind of like this, Monty. I was out there before prison for 20 years, right? It was a horrible experience for me growing up where I basically needed to be re-raised in a place where I could have, proper raising and proper, on how to be a real man and how to, and how to live and how to be responsible and how to, the life that I have today. I needed that training because the first 20 years of my life was horrible. I didn't get any training.
Okay. We're gonna talk about the future, but I want to see, your story is so deep, and I just want to, know what I'm saying, because we still got about 15 minutes to cut into it. So, earlier you were saying like, man, I was homeless. I was just trying to make ends meet. And, every time I see a homeless person, I tell my kids, I say, can y'all believe one day he was in 3rd grade before? What choice you think he made that put him in that situation? So I'm asking you, what choice did you think you made that made you get there at a young age? Like, was it a choice or was it?
I think it was things that happened to me, man. I when I was in kindergarten, first starting school, I was bullied and harassed in the Spooner public school system on such a level that it destroyed my self-esteem and I hated myself. I was ashamed of even existing. Like I'm wrong. I'm different. I was diagnosed at the age of 2 with very, very severe ADHD. So I already was, not fitting in with anyone, And so when you're being harassed and teased on the level that I was, it destroyed my self-esteem where I just didn't have none at such a young age. So basically, if I was given an assignment, I wouldn't even try. Like my attitude was, why even try? I'm just going to fail. I'm a nobody. I'm a loser. Nobody likes me. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was told to read an essay in front of the class, I would not do it. No, absolutely not. I'm not going to humiliate myself so they can tease me some more, And so.
All right. That's deep. Okay, go ahead.
And so basically, because I wasn't, performing and all, they threw me in that special ed class. And back in the early 90s, special ed was a joke, man. It's basically where they put all the reject kids in a daycare all day. So I wasn't learning anything anyway. Just a bunch of dysfunctional students, and they're just trying to, you know what I mean?
Maintain that. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
keep order, and at least order basically.
So now, fast forwarding, where you at right now in life, have you ever sat back and said, damn, what made me think and act the way I did when I was young? What happened to me that made me feel that much anger or that much disappointment about myself?
You know, like I said, man, just that low self esteem, and then when I got older, man, when I turned 13, growing up with an abusive stepfather who would beat me up, drink alcohol, pick on me. Like I'm getting picked on school, I'm getting harassed and physically violence on me at home. I just at 13 I had enough, man. And I remember praying to the devil, and I burnt the Gideon Bible outside my bedroom window, burnt it, and I made a vow, and I said, "Ain't nobody ever gonna tell me what to do. Ain't no one gonna put their hands on me, and I'm gonna do what I want to do." And
Mm,
I lived in such defiance on such a psychotic level, man, where I tried to fight after schools. Like I had my nose busted at 13. It's cartilage is, you know. I got tired of getting beat up, so I'd basically, you're gonna pick on me, I'll get you in the classroom. And I remember
mm.
at 13, I smashed a student's head with the whole desk in the chair, and the teacher tried to restrain me, and I bit her hand, and I was so out of control that they threw me in a mental institution for out of control behavior.
Hmm.
Because I was so defiant and hateful and full of hate, I hated people.
Yeah. So this we got. I'm hoping we get some young people watch this, but to the older people with kids, right, and that's going through similar behaviors like you expressing, what kind of advice would you give the parents?
My advice is, like when I was growing up in that age, I didn't know how to talk. We would never have, if we could go back in time when I was 13, we would never have this conversation because I kept it locked in. I didn't know how to talk. It was locked
Mm,
inside me. So like the best advice I could give parents is maybe your teen or your child or whatever got a lot of pain and hurt inside of them, man. It's a prison and you don't know anything about what's going on. And so my advice is if you could find a mentor, someone who's been down a bad path in life, someone who has a lot of training on working with people, someone who's been down it themselves to unlock, you know what I mean? Unlock that to get
mhm,
dialogue going of what's going on here. Because like if you try to force it, you're not going to get it out of me.
mm,
And I guess what it took for me, man, was like a program I took in prison called child trauma, where I'm sitting in
mm,
a group of men, and it took someone opening up. It like I remember that day. It took this guy opened up, and he said his stepfather molested him,
mm,
which
mm,
triggered someone else to open up, and then someone else opened up, and then I finally opened up and said my stepdad threw gasoline on me and threatened to light me on fire.
mm.
Like real trauma, stuff I've never talked about with nobody before, ever.
Mm.
You know?
That's and and people don't understand like that is trauma because even when you older, when you pumping your gas, I can just imagine just the smell just trigger you. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that man
Like
scared me to death, man. I thought I was gonna burn to death that night, man. You know? And then I retaliated him later on. He was drunk at the table one night, and I grabbed a steel hammer and I shattered his hand. And I said, "You ever do anything like that again? I'll kill you next time." And
mm,
of course, they would lie to social services and only tell their side of the story, and I'd be thrown back in the mental institution again. Like I never knew how to explain my side of the story.
right.
I
You ain't
kept
had
it
a
locked
word
up.
to express
So
it.
so
Yeah.
when they would ask me why are you doing this stuff, my famous response, I don't know. Famous line, I don't know. I don't want
Yeah.
to, because I don't want to talk about it. I didn't know
Yeah.
how to deal with emotion and feelings.
Mm.
Like you just locked
Yeah.
that up inside you, and all that did to me was fill me more hatred, more low self esteem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know my favorite saying is hurt people hurt people. You know, hurt people hurt people. So all right. So fast forward in life. You came home from your 20 years, right?
Yeah,
And now you're doing good and you on your best behavior, right?
yeah.
So now let's get down to the good things. Tell me about the blessings that you had in your life.
Oh
That's
man,
that's what we want to hear about.
man, I got out in May 22nd, 2018. I did interstate transfer to come to Minnesota, start a new life. Had some good Christian people in my life. They let me stay with them a few months. The first thing, and here's the thing, Monty. When I was still in prison, man, I talked about, man, when I get out, I'm gonna buy a Lincoln MKZ fully loaded, and I'm gonna get that right. And everybody said, "You're out of your mind, Brian Fay. You're institutionalized. You're this. You're that." Like how they did when I was young, right? But
Right? That's our
I wasn't trying to hear any of that, man. I knew in my
right.
heart when I get out, I'm gonna buy that Lincoln. And guess what I did?
You bought that Lincoln?
With cash, 18,500 cash.
Woo!
And man,
Hey,
I was so proud, man, because here I am, man. Before prison, I'm homeless, right? And I never had a driver's license or a car. I ride public transportation, and now I'm driving a whip, man. Fancy car, man.
man, let me tell you, I'm proud of you, bro. And let me tell you why, right? Because when I listen to your story, everything you were saying to yourself. So, right, you were saying to yourself, don't nobody like me. Don't nobody care. That's what you were saying to yourself. Why
Yeah,
should I try? I'm going to fail anyway. That's what you saying to yourself. Then you
right,
said, I told myself I'm going to do what I want to do. And I do, but you was on some negative path. But then
right,
now on the flip side, what you told yourself, I'm going to get this car. I'm going to do this. And you did it. So the secret is how we talk to ourselves.
right. And then that would only build myself a self worth that hey, I can do anything in life, man, if I just do it.
And amen. And that's what God said. It started with the renewing of your mind. Don't nobody know how we talk to ourselves. Don't nobody know. You might say, somebody say, you want to stay at work for another hour? You might say, yeah, sure. But what you saying to yourself is how you truly feel.
Yeah, man. And
And
like
that's what counts.
I mean, and I've been out 6 years, and I've like, here's the thing: I had a whole like in prison, I
Mm,
did a whole lot of talking, man. When I get out, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and I had a whole long list of goals, right?
mm-hmm.
Wife, you remember a few months ago, I told my wife, I said I ran out of goals. I gotta
Woo!
make some new goals. All
Got to
them
make some
goals I
new.
said in prison and said I was gonna do this, do that. I accomplished all of them, man. Well,
Man,
now
and
now
that's
I
what's
gotta
up.
make new. Now I gotta make new goals. Now
All
they're all
right,
accomplished.
that's on time. You got to make a new goal if you got to do them every day. So yeah, I'm proud of you, man. You know, you've been through a lot, but it's like again, it's what we say to ourselves. Sometimes we don't want to recognize it, and it's something you said earlier, accountable for. Like if people wasn't taught that in the home, they don't understand it in the streets.
Yeah.
So you might say, "Oh yeah, that happened a long time ago." The police but it happened.
Right.
If you accountability is something else that we wasn't taught in the home, and it can hit us hard when we get in the streets. So we almost at we're almost at 30 minutes. So I got this game I like to play, right? And it's gonna be real quick. It's called Flashback Friday. So I'm gonna pull a picture up, and you tell me about this time. Just tell me about the story about it. Give me 1 second.
5,
Eh,
4, 3, 2, 1.
wow. That was the day I got out of prison right there.
Man.
And that's my I, that shirt I'm wearing. I was at that time before I got out. I was community custody, minimum community custody in Wisconsin. When you're minimum community custody, you can work a real job in the community. And I was working at caravan trailers in Fox Lake, Wisconsin, and that's where I learned how to forklift and made a career out of
Mm.
it. And I walked out of the prison with $42,000. That's how I was able to buy that car, get my apartment, get my. I went to Mall of America, spent 3 G's on clothes. In fact, this shirt I'm wearing, that's 6 years old today, was one of the very first shirts I bought when I got out.
Mm. Man, that's
And
what's
I
up,
was
man.
just
That's what.
high on life, bro. I was high on life, man. Just like, wow, I'm free, and so much stuff has changed. And I discovered right away there ain't no more payphones. Like I noticed that, like where'd all the payphones go, man? And then I got my
Yeah.
first smartphone, and I didn't know how to work it, and it was like
That,
because I had that 42,000, I didn't have a struggle as far as living life. My struggle was learning
adapting
all
to
this
life.
learning all this technology I missed out on for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And really, that's all the struggle's been, man, is technology, really. That's it.
Mm. Mm. Okay. 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 Um, tell me about this picture.
Okay, now we're going in the future. So, when I was serving my time, God called me to serve Him and to be involved with broken people where I came from, like the streets, prison, people getting out of prison. And so, man, I think God used that man to say it's time for you to serve. So I remember my wife made me this cheeseburger, right? And I posted it on
Mm.
my Facebook page. And my Facebook page is open to the whole planet Earth. Anybody can look at it, right? And so that brother there gave me a like on the cheeseburger. So I don't know who he is. So I looked him up, seen that he's part of Truth to the Youth.
Mm.
So I reached out to him. I'm like, man, this is what I'm looking for. He's like, you're in. And so I went to. He was like, won't you come to where I work at Damascus Way and give your testimony? And so I
Mm.
gave my
Mm.
testimony, and then me and him chopped it up for about an hour in the parking lot. And the bond that we had in our spirits, it felt like I knew him my whole life.
Mm. Yeah, the man he talking about is y'all might know him as Snoop. That's my brother Charles Jackson. Yeah, yeah. He talking about Charles Jackson, Truth to the Youth, man. Shout out to Truth to the Youth. And man, he's still going through his thing. So man, we gonna pray for speedy
Yes, sir.
recovery. You know.
Yes.
So yeah, man, that's a good brother, man. That's a real good brother.
I just feel like I did a whole 20-year bit with that guy, man. It just seems like we're totally on the same level. We know each other's language. Like I said, it just feels like I knew
KG.
him all my life. Like okay,
Yeah, man. I've been listening to your story, man. I gotta like my boy say, we gotta holler at the streets, man. Who we got? We got KG out here. We got KG out here. We got Deville. We got Bougie. Who else we got? KG. We got Tara. Uh, okay, we got a couple of people watching, man. Let me know where y'all watching from Facebook, YouTube, and what state. Go ahead and drop it in the comments. We appreciate y'all. You appreciate y'all. Y'all can be anywhere in the world, but y'all here with us. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. Hey, what up, brother? All right. Yeah. So carry on. Let me see. I got another one for you. I got another one for you. We just talking about Snoopy. Tell me, this what I said about this picture. I'm finna pop up. I'm gonna tell you what I said. When I leave this place, y'all can get rid of it. Y'all can burn it forever.
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead and tell me about that picture.
Man, you know when I have that in my wallet, right? But every time I look at that, it looked like I'm suffering, man.
Mm,
Like if you compare that picture to how you look at me now or look at my Facebook, you can see the difference. You can see I'm not living life, man. I'm suffering. I'm not living life, man. You know what I mean? But if you
mm.
look at Brian Fay of today, you can see I'm just glowing. I'm happy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, man.
to
Soda
me,
in the
it's a
building.
testimony to myself, man, of how far I came. Because in that picture,
Texas.
I don't look too happy, man.
Yeah, man. I'm so proud of you, man. You definitely got a testimony in the story, and we just get into the layers. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get too deep in it. I just wanted to this is a family on a mission podcast. So we got a couple of families out here. We got a lot of brothers out here that have watched the podcast, and they real fathers. You know what I'm saying? They fathers, they family, and they got their husbands, and they got wives, and they got kids that they raising. And a lot of people, sometimes when we hear from our parents, we like, whatever, you just son. But when we hear from somebody else, we tend to listen.
Yeah.
So, do you have any kids?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, you know, um, well, don't say you don't. Just say not yet. Just say that. Not yet. You
You
know what
got
I'm
my wife
saying?
over there saying it.
Yeah. Not yet. You know what I'm saying? Because
Not
let me
yet,
tell you,
but
let me tell you, when you in your 40s, that's when you really start living life, right? And
yeah,
when you in your 30s, in your higher 30s and 40s, I say past Jesus age, that's the best time to raise a kid because now you conscious
yeah,
of your behaviors. When you're too young, you probably too young, and the kid probably grow up like the way we grew up, mad at the world because our parents ain't know what to do with us at that young age. Because
right.
really, kids having kids, we growing up together. So now
Yeah,
in the future, because I'm gonna tell you again, the best part of your life ain't even happened yet. You ain't
that's
even had
deep.
kids. You ain't even been a grandpa. Woo! You know how I feel to be a grandpa, bro? I don't know yet, but I can't wait, bro. So that's why everything I do now from this on, I'm trying to do for my grandkids. I'm like, man, I want to do something because the best part of I think I'm living life and I'm having fun, but no, bro, you ain't even the best part of your life ain't even happened yet. Keep that in mind. Yeah, I
I
got
know
one more
that.
picture for you.
I'll say this right. Every year that I'm out here in the world, it just keeps getting better and better and better. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
I know exactly what you're saying.
you remember me telling you the first year I got on and I got that car and this and that. Like that was only my first one, man. You know how many cars I've had since I've been out?
Yes, I bet.
And it
Like I
just gets
said,
better and better and better and better and better as I
yeah.
keep going down this path I'm on.
And
You
it's
know?
gonna get better if you stay on that path right there. Like I say, before you 40, it's just try and error. The best
Yeah.
part ain't even yeah, that's right. Praise God. No, I got one more picture.
Uh oh. I
One
don't know
more
what you.
picture.
I don't know what you're gonna do, brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me about that picture right there.
That's KJ Osborne of the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
KJ.
KJ,
Yes.
shout out to KJ. Minnesota Vikings, stand up. Let's go. Yeah. So go ahead, tell me about that picture, man. What that was your first couple times? Was that when you went to the game?
My first game was 2018, the first year that I was out of prison. and it was against week one against the 49ers, home opener.
Mm.
And I got a little prison TV. I still got the TV at home in my bathroom, and because
Ah,
it's
the clear
a
screen.
reminder where I came from. But I watched, my Vikings on this little TV in a prison cell. And when I went to my very first game, and I could actually be in the stadium, it was like I was high on drugs or something, man.
Mm.
It was just so surreal. Like I'm right there watching the game, and yeah, and if anyone and then I felt so blessed because there's a lot of people that are a fan of a team that will never ever get to experience that. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? But to actually be in the stadium and they doing that skull chant, skull, skull, it was just so electrifying. Like that energy was going inside of me, and I felt so high. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like I don't know
Yeah.
how to explain it, man. Like you would have to
I'm
go
I'm I'm
there
I'm a, hey,
and experience it for
I'm a,
yourself.
yeah, that feeling that you had, that was that dopamine.
Yeah, dopamine.
That's dopamine. Yeah. That's what that
Yeah,
feeling was. It was the greatest feeling. And it's the same feeling we get from drugs and other things. And that's what it is. It's like, man, I felt so awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like what the and that's what it is. And that's why I'll be saying, like, you gotta find stuff in life that hit that dopamine. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gotta always be drugs. You know what I'm saying? It ain't always
you
just be
got you
liquor. It
got
ain't
my
always
you
gotta be
got my
sex.
wifey nodding. Yeah, my wife
Yeah,
is
yeah,
agreeing
because
with you
it, man,
110%.
yeah, just going out to eat, going out to a football game, man, cheering on, just having fun, going to get on a roller coaster, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? So, we passed the 30-minute mark, so I like to play this. I like to play games in while we learn. I like to call it putting the medicine in dog food. You know what I'm saying? I like to have fun and I like to have and ask questions and learn something. So this one is called random questions. I'll be right back. Tell your wife I said what up. Keep eyes on the road. Keep eyes on the road. I'll be right back.
Wifey's chuckling, man.
Yeah, I got you. Random question. Let's go. The first question. What's the first thing you do or think about when you wake up in the morning?
First thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I'm blessed to be alive today. I get to live another day.
Mm,
Cause like
okay.
I try to live every day, Monty, like it's my last day I'm gonna live. That
Mm,
way I make the most out of my day. And so I'm just thankful, blessed that I'm alive today, and then I pray and thank God because He's
mm.
ultimately the reason why I get to live today.
That's right. That's right. I like that. I like that. I gotta find my praise button. No, because we usually got God to praise, but bum, 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 bum. I got a praise button somewhere. All right. Have you ever had a they wouldn't do this to me moment?
What do you mean? You gotta I kind
Okay, like you know how you have some buddies and be like, man, no, they wouldn't cross me. They wouldn't do this to me, but they did.
yeah, yeah. In fact, I recently, yeah, absolutely, yes, I have this week. In fact, a
Mm,
bad storm.
okay, okay, okay. Let me see. All right, so I ain't gonna give you no more traumas. And we're gonna have some fun with this one then. We already know your favorite football team. You know what I'm saying? We already know that one. Let me see. Let me get some good ones for you. I got a gang of questions. What do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
In the next 10 years, I see myself owning our own home.
Mm, okay. Yeah. If you see it and you believe it, it's gonna happen. Congratulations
it
to
gonna.
your new house.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. It gonna happen.
That's right. You're exactly right. Um, hold on. Let me get. I got these rolling. Let me get some more. All right. Oh, sorry. My bad. My bad. My bad. Let me see. Man, this is hard. How long you been out?
May
Six
22nd, 6 years.
6 years next week, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Man, congratulations. All right. During COVID, what did you create during COVID? Or what was your or during COVID, what was that story like? Because everybody they seemed like that was a bad thing, but a lot of people they started doing like working from home. They started their own business. I wrote a couple books, during that COVID area when everybody was trapped in the house and there was nothing to do. But when you was really trapped in the house, that's when you really have to focus on yourself. What have you created? What if something you did? You be like, you know what? I'm just trapped in the house. You know what? I know what to do.
What I basically did when we were going through that time, like when I first got out, I bought the Xbox One X, right? Video games changed so bad, I couldn't play online at all, man. Like it was no fun for me because you're just gonna kick me in. And so what I did is I just made myself play them games like the racing game and the Madden game,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kept doing it and doing it. Yeah, I lost and lost and lost, but eventually things started to click. You know what I mean? And I started to understand. And so I was able to create where I can be a gamer now and be competitive doing the online gaming.
Okay, so you still in the learning stage. You were still in the man. I'm still trying to figure this out. Okay,
Yes.
so I'm gonna ask you another question. Then it's easy for you, a little bit easy. When the last time you laughed real hard?
Of like 5 minutes ago. Right now. Right now.
Hey, that's what's up. Hey, like laughter is medicine, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, what is something you had to unlearn?
I had to unlearn the criminal behavior. I had to unlearn manipulating people, you know,
Mm.
being a bad person, man. I had to unlearn that.
Keys, what up, bro? Yeah, yeah. That's okay. Yeah, because a lot of people don't understand about unlearning behavior. They learn something, they think they need to be that way all through their life. No, you can lock that up. You can unlearn it.
Yeah, like
So,
stinking thinking and all that stuff, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I don't do
thinking
that
thing.
no more. No, we don't do
Yeah,
that no more.
yeah. Hey, okay, I'm gonna take it back, man. Growing up, what was your favorite cartoon?
I would have to say Tom and Jerry.
Okay, Tom and Jerry. Okay, you showing your age,
You
huh?
remember
Okay,
Tom and
yeah,
Jerry?
yeah, well, yeah. Tom and Jerry. Yeah, they didn't talk, but they make you laugh though. They didn't talk.
I don't know, man. I just that crazy cat. He'd try and try and try and try and try, but he'd never get that mouse, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You should check out they got a Netflix movie now, the Tom and Jerry. It's up to age now. No, I'm saying that's decent. You check that out. All right. Growing up, who was your favorite teacher and why?
Oh man, I that gave me a hard question. I didn't
I
like none of
know,
my teachers.
I but hold on. You had one that was okay, and for some reason, I don't know why, but you had one. You had to have one. Everybody got one. That was okay.
I guess it would be Miss Joyce when I was in Spooner High School, simply for the fact that I can honestly say she cared about me, man, and didn't want me to go down the bad path.
Hmm.
I'll say that.
Yeah, see, we always got a teacher that care more than the other one, and they're the ones that stick out in our brain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Uh, let me see. Let me see. Who taught you how to drive and not operate a vehicle? Who taught you how to
uh, the,
drive?
the Department of Corrections. I'm
You
just
know,
keeping it real, man. You asked me who taught me
no,
the program in the Department of Corrections. You can get your
no,
driver's license.
yeah, I was laughing because when I said who taught you how to drive, the first thing you thought about, what was the first thing popped in your head?
When I stole the van,
How old
but
was you?
13.
13. And see, and the crazy part is, I know a lot of kids that because I'm from Chicago, South Side, and a lot of us we grew up like that. We was just that's why I say we not living our life until we 40. Everything under that was try and error. We was
Yeah,
just trying stuff. We was just trying stuff. We know
yeah,
what we was doing. We wasn't ready. Our brain wasn't even fully developed for real, for real. You know what
yeah.
I'm
I
saying?
always say that too at my job. Like
Breaking up a little bit. All right, you was breaking up a little bit. You back now. Did you say it's your job? What happened?
like I'm a professional forklift operator. Like I
Hmm.
tell people this, anybody can drive a forklift. Anybody can. You can drive it, but can you operate it?
That's right.
There's a difference. There's a big difference from driving a forklift and operating a forklift.
That's right. That's right. Hey, in the last 90 days, how many books or audio books you checked out?
How many audiobooks?
Yes, audio book. Audio books is books that if you got a problem with reading, but you can listen to them, they'll read them to you.
I've never even seen an audiobook.
All right. So
Like prison, we don't have audio, but as far as like books, I've read thousands and thousands up in that prison. Thousands and thousands of books.
all right. If I asked for a book to read, what would you request me to read? What book to check out?
Are you wanting to read fiction or nonfiction?
Mm, fiction.
I really like the author Ken Follett because he writes fictional historical novels. And he it's like you go back in time, and the way he writes them books, it's like a teeter totter where all of a sudden the bad guys are winning and then the good guys are winning, and then you know what I mean, and then the
Mm-hmm.
history and what it was like in say 1611. A book, one of my favorite all-time books is A World Without End, and it goes back in
Mm,
the period during the Black Plague, when that
mm,
disease, the Black Plague, and people were dying. And
mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. That sounds like I'm gonna check that out. Okay. I got another question. If you had an interview, a 30-minute interview, you get to ask one question, and the interview is with God. What would you ask him?
I would ask him, man, how can I serve you?
Mm,
How can I serve you? How can you use me to serve you?
mm. 20, what up, Bill? Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I got another question for you. Where was you at 9/11, 2001?
At that time, I was in the private prison in Oklahoma, Sarah, Oklahoma, because they had 1,500 of us down there for the overcrowding. And I was in my cell, and the correctional guard banged on my door and said, "We're at war. Put your TV on." I put that on. I didn't know what the heck was. I thought it was a movie. I really did.
Mm.
I thought this was an action movie, and I didn't know what he was talking about
He said,
until
"Yeah,
I.
sure."
And I remember being glued to that TV the entire day, shell shocked. Like, wow.
Mm.
Once it hit me that this isn't a movie, we're under attack, and we didn't have much answers that day because they didn't really know. You got four jets smashing into things. The Pentagon, the two World Trades, and then the Pennsylvania field, and it just blew my mind away. Like, wow,
Mm.
of the damage and the destruction, and wow, it blew my mind away.
Mm. 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 Yeah, yeah, that was always crazy to me. My birthday is in 9/11, so it was a negative time, so we don't even celebrate no more. So I said, you know what? I want to turn the negative to a positive. So now every year for my birthday, we do this thing called Tunnels to Towers. The people couldn't get to the towers; they had to go through the tunnel, to get there to try to save people. And it's how many miles walk? Around?
It's a 5K.
It's a 5K, and we do that every year for tunnel tower. Yeah, so we trying to, what I'm saying? We trying to do something. But yeah, that was sad when that happened, man. And everybody got that memory of where they was at and what they was doing at that time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So let me see. I said that cartoons. What was your favorite cereal growing up?
honey
Yeah, let's
nut
go
Cheer-
back.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Honey
Okay.
Nut Cheerios, man. I could eat a whole box of that as a kid.
Okay, okay. Favorite shoes of all times.
My favorite shoes of all time are the Michael Jordan, this the you know what I'm the ones where, and I got them at home. They're just not the original ones, but where you got the little windows on there, and you know what I'm talking
The
about. The
the
little
force.
flame on the side, the air.
Oh, um, uh,
You know what I'm talking about.
yeah. With the flame. What 20 at? 20. What number shoes is them? Because he had big Jordan here too. He got them with the flames on the side. It
The
was
flame
it
on
the
the side and like on the tongue, like the little window looking things
oh,
on the
hey
tongue.
Tyler. He gone here and there. Oh man. I thought my son was in the studio, man. I was going to ask him what number was them.
But
Yeah, I know exactly which ones.
but I never
Uh,
got to own them as a kid. But I sure wanted them, man.
He was locked up too on 9/11.
you was locked up 20.
He said the fourth.
The force, they was the force. I know
Yeah, the
it was the low
fours.
numbers. Yeah.
I got them now, right? But they're only a remake. They're not the original ones. But like, I didn't get to have them nice shoes when I was growing up. We were poor, man. So I got Pro Wings from Payless. That's what I got.
Mm,
That's what Yeah, $10 shoes. So, but
yeah.
today in life, brother, and I know there's people like KJ that got. But listen, I've only been out 6 years, and I got 30 pairs of sneakers at home, man. I got four
Woo-hoo.
pairs of Jordans at home. All my shoes are not, and I'm proud of that. It's not a competition of who has
I
the most,
know. I mean,
because
no, it's
because one thing about me is I never compare myself to other people. I only compare myself to my past. And
that's
when I
right.
do that, I'm always blessed and thankful for what I have, because
Yes,
I
amen.
had nothing, man. When
That's
I
right.
was on my last days before I got arrested, all I owned was one pair of clothes. What I wear.
Mm,
I smelled, stank. You know what I mean? Homeless, no hope, no dreams, no goal, no ambition. You know what I mean?
mm,
I had nothing in life. I wasn't educated. I didn't have my mind. I didn't have nothing.
mm.
And so
Yeah.
that's why
I,
I always post, hey, I'm blessed. Blessed. I really mean that, man. I mean that with all my heart. I am blessed.
That's right. You are. Hey, what's the difference between living and surviving?
Surviving, man, is trying to get some weed, trying to get something
Mm,
to eat, trying to get from A to B, trying to get a dollar to get on the bus. You know what I mean? That's surviving. Trying to
mm,
survive a situation in the street where I might get killed, man.
mm, mm.
Trying to
Hey.
avoid the police, trying to do, you know what I mean? That's
Mm-hmm.
surviving. Living is like what I'm doing right now. We gonna go camping.
Mm.
Why? Because we want to.
That's what's up.
You know,
That's what's
living
up.
is living is grilling some steaks on the grill in the backyard because
Mm,
we want to. Surviving is I really don't want to do this, but I gotta do what I gotta do.
mm,
Living is I don't gotta do this. I'm gonna do this because I enjoy doing this.
mm. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I'm trying to run these questions as we almost out of time. Hey,
The
what's a book in the Bible did you got the best wisdom from?
book of Romans, chapter 13.
Mm, Book
Principle
of
of
Romans.
authority. Principle of authority. And really, all authority means, man, is accountability.
Oh,
Being accountable.
and that's why I said we wasn't taught that when we was young, and that's how we end up in the situation you was in it, and when you was a kid, when you was at a young age, because you ain't know about accountability,
No,
and
yeah.
that's why I try to teach my kids these things that I didn't know when I was younger, and put me in a bad place also. So and I have good kids, but they still need to know these things. They don't mean nothing. Just because they good, don't mean they won't run into something in the future. I ain't gonna always be with them. Yep. Hey, what is a quote that you try to live by?
In fact, here's my quote that I invented. No matter what I do in this world, I'll never get everyone to hate me. And no matter what I do in this world, I'll never get everyone to love me either. So just
Mm.
be myself. Just be Brian Fay. Whether you like me
Ooh.
or dislike me is irrelevant. I'm going to be me.
Yes, right. Because how you feel about me, that's that's between you and God. Because He
That's
made
right.
me this way. He
That's
made
right.
me. Hello. you know, um, what's that one thing you would change about the world?
The one thing I would change about the world, man, is I would want the whole world to love the, like love everybody, man. Prejudice, prejudice. Why do we have to have racism? Why do we have to, you know what I mean? Why can't we just love and respect everybody on this planet?
Yeah.
That's what I would want to change because there's so much hatred, and I don't like this person or I don't like them because of this, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why can't we just do what the Bible says and love thy neighbor as thyself, man? Simple as that.
Yeah. Yeah. Another question. What meal traumatized you as a kid?
Spinach.
Ooh, you like spinach? He
Spinach.
said,
Uh-uh.
um,
Nope. I remember I tried to eat that and it made me throw up. It was so rancid tasting to me.
mm, mm, mm. Okay, spinach. Okay, yeah. When you was a kid, didn't nobody like eat spinach. Popeye say eat your spinach. Then we ain't do it. Until we got older, then we eat for the benefits and not for the
Hey, when
taste.
I went to prison, them trays so little, and if you don't got canteen or money coming in, you gonna eat that spinach. You gonna eat it
Mm-hmm.
now, or you
That's
gonna be
right.
hungry.
Yeah. What's your favorite midnight snack?
Oh man, I like hitting the cakes that wifey buys.
The
You
Little
know the
Debbie.
cakes and
little
the
Debbie's.
what do you buy them? The little Debbie's?
The little Debbie's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll get
Okay.
up to
Okay.
use the bathroom and I'll go take one of them.
Yeah. Oh man. Right. All right. Well, I ain't gotta ask you. See, these questions I can't even ask you because you've been on that journey. But I'm gonna ask you anyway. This last question. Let me see. This last question. Do you think you control your emotions or your emotions control you?
I control my emotions. I always teach people this, man. You have to learn to hold your composure. If you are a police officer, you must hold your composure. You have to. Meaning, I
Hmm.
can say whatever I want to say to you, but you can't talk to me like that. You have to hold your. So if a police officer can hold his composure, anybody can hold their composure. You know what I mean?
but but again, see, that's why I say you did 20 years. That was training. The police academy, they got to go through training. If
Yeah,
people ain't go through that training, when you were living in the hood, that's training. They teach you, even if you lead a hood, you know how to put that still
yeah,
face on. That's all
yeah.
training. So some people is not being trained for these events in life. I'm gonna say it like this. Hmm. The God and the devil is the same person, right? Because
Right,
when God created, it was just him.
right,
That he created the devil, he created us, everything, right? He created good and bad. He created all things.
right.
He a creator, right? The only difference is the devil is, let me see, how can I put it? Is the ignorancy of knowing God. If you don't know God, you'll do ignorant things.
Yeah,
You'll do hateful things. You'll do disturbing things. You'll do damaging things. But if you know God, you won't do those things.
right.
So it's like the yin and yang.
Yeah,
But if you know what I'm saying, same thing. If we don't know our Father, we'd be running around here busting grandmama's windows because we don't got no self-respect. But if we had a father and say, "Don't you do that, old lady? You don't respect your mama. If you respect your mama, you do respect other people's mama and their grandmama, and so on.
right,
And
right.
you'll respect females and so on. But if you was never trained, that's why they say train the kid the way to go. Train them.
Yeah,
If you wasn't trained like that, if you wasn't properly trained, you're gonna be a butthole being mean to everybody.
right.
So yeah, man. So we on this hour. Thank you for spending an hour of power with your boy, man. I appreciate talking with you. But before we get off the podcast, anybody you want to send a shout out to, or anything your last words you want to say to the people, encouraging words, anything you want to say. The floor is yours.
I wanna encourage people that anybody can change their life. Anybody can, because I'm no better than anybody, man. And I'm not better than anybody on this face of the earth. And if I could change my life, anybody can, but you just have to want it, man. That's it. You gotta want to change.
Mm, yeah, like I say, you got to change the mind because
Yeah.
how you talk to yourself is what you say to yourself, and I think that truly counts. And no one ever told me that. And you think about, but God name before we called him God, he said I am,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I am. I am. Every time we say I am, we say I am hungry, I am tired, I am sick, I am mad, I am. God said all the opposite. Now he said, I am good, I am grateful, I am kings of all kings. I am lords of all lords. I am. He
Yeah.
was talking positive affirmations, and we say negative, and we wonder why we do negative things because we put that stuff in ourselves.
Right.
Now, when you say, I'm gonna go on that trip, I'm gonna fry them steaks, I'm gonna enjoy my wife's company, and you gonna do those things.
Yes,
So
sir.
you enjoy the rest of your night, bro, man. Much love from the Fammission,
Much
man.
love.
I enjoy talking to you. So, man, you and your wife, man, y'all enjoy y'all day. And, man, I'm going to pray for y'all. Make sure y'all safe. And y'all come on home safe, man. And
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you coming on the Fammission Podcast.
I want to say thank you for having me on here, and it was a blessing.
Oh, man. Blessings on blessings on blessings. Thank you. All right. Peace.
Peace.
Yo, what's up? This your boy Monty G on the Fammission Podcast. And we just had Brian Fay. You know what I'm saying? He was telling his story. Terrific, great story. If y'all want to follow him, y'all can check him out on Facebook, you know. And man, he had he's a blessing in disguise, man. So if y'all miss it, y'all know what to do. Go back to the podcast, push play on it, and make sure you share, subscribe so you won't miss another video next Friday. Let's go. Peace.
I got the whole